I just want to start by saying we're extremely sorry for your loss, and in any way we can support you at KUAM, just let us know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Of course. So I guess we'll start by, we didn't get a chance to ever know your brother. What was he like?
He was a family man. He followed in my father's footsteps and joined the Navy. My father was in the Navy, and Adam joined shortly after high school, and that's what led him to Guam. He was stationed in Guam, and it was there that he met his wife. They got married, and he was very close to her children. They had a son together. He enjoyed his time in the military. He absolutely adored his children. Sometimes he was very serious about the work that he did, but there was also this other side of him that was very playful and mischievous. Before he left to go in the military, we spent a lot of time together. I was a young parent and also a college student, and he lived nearby me, and he would come over all the time. He and my son were very close. He loved being an uncle. He loved, even though I was the older sister, he did everything he could to be a caretaker. He was just very responsible and loving towards his family.
Okay, that's great. And according to the court documents, since September 2017, he was missing. So when you hadn't heard from him for a while, did you kind of suspect something was wrong, or
Absolutely. Absolutely. We knew without a doubt that something had happened. He talked daily with our mother. He never would have been outside of communication with his children, especially his son. They talked daily. We knew immediately that something had happened, and it took a long time to get some traction. It was very out of character for him. We knew without a doubt that something had happened. We never could have imagined it was as terrible as it was. Never.
Yeah. And so with that being said, how can people support your family during this time?
I've had a friend reach out to me. She also lost a sibling in a very horrific manner, and it's very difficult to explain what you're feeling and what you need. He has been a cold case for 4 years. We knew something wasn't right, and we knew that whatever it was bad. We knew that. Yes, we can start having closure now, but I don't know how we begin to heal from knowing what his last moments must have been like. It's devastating. It's devastating to imagine that not only a loved one, but someone like him, who's a veteran, who's a family man, to imagine someone like him had experienced something so horrific. Right now, our focus is on honoring him, remembering him, loving him, and burying him in the family plot in our veteran cemetery. That's the only thing that we can give him. He talked about it. He wanted to be buried in the veterans cemetery by my parents. That's where my father would like to be buried. So we would like to give him that. and hopefully begin the grieving process.
Yeah. And so where exactly was your father buried? Which state was that in?
He's alive. He's still alive, but
Okay.
he will be buried in the Veterans Cemetery. It's in Massachusetts.
Okay, got you. So the people closest who knew your brother, what would they say to describe his character?
I think they would all agree that he felt strongly about what was right and what was wrong. His time in Guam was very difficult. He had a lot of difficulties in Guam. And it's very hard for us not to be bitter and to be upset. He tried to do the right thing. He tried to be a person that people could rely on. When he and his wife got married, they moved stateside. They moved to the continental US. And he moved back to Guam so she could be close to her family. His family was in Massachusetts, but he wanted to be a family man for his wife. And he was in a position that other people weren't in, and he tried to do what he could for others. So it's very upsetting to know that the people who may have relied on him, the people who maybe sometimes took advantage of him, knew information and didn't say anything. That's very difficult. Today in the press conference, the person who spoke mentioned that the Crime Stoppers have been in communication with my family and that they're very pleased with the community response and the community effort. And that's not my family's experience. We hope that, of course, the cliche, we hope that justice can be served. There are still people who were involved who should be held accountable. And we hope that we can bring him home and have him buried with the respect and honors that he deserves.
Okay, thank you so much. Your brother sounds like he was an incredible person. So thanks for sharing his memory with us and trusting KUAM to deliver that.